What up, everybody? How's everybody doing? If you have not seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I think the majority of the audience will like it. Um, yeah, got me into talking about Planet of the Apes more. Been rewatching the other past three movies. Really enjoyed them all. The original Planet of the Apes is not going to be in this ranking, as I have not seen all of them. I think I've seen one of them. I haven't seen all of them. So it's just going to be these four movies. And let me know what you think. Let me know your ranking in the comments. Let me know what you think of my list. And just keep in mind, this is my list, not yours. So don't try to twist it. So starting off at number four is going to be the new one, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I was really looking forward to this. I didn't have my hopes too high because I didn't expect Caesar to be replaced and I have a son taking the next movie, and I understand that was the plan from the end of the third one. I was curious how they were going to do it, but I was optimistic. I was in the middle, but I was still really excited to watch the movie because I love these movies. And unfortunately, this one did not stick the landing for me due to how amazing the three other movies are compared to this. If this movie came out, as the first one, I might have liked it, but I couldn't stop comparing it to the other ones. And when I stopped doing that, I still didn't have a good time because there wasn't much for me to enjoy. I just posted a review of it, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But overall, I thought the character development was really weak, which is what these movies really focus on really well and what they're really underrated for. Don't get talked about a lot. A lot of people think these are, those cheesy one off blockbuster summer Hollywood movies. And in a way, they kind of are, but it has a lot of emotion to it. All of these other three movies they have something. They might have something I don't like, but the positive always outweighed the negative. But here it's the other way around. I thought the cinematography was great. I liked Westball's direction, but I didn't like how he went about the story. It's not really even a story. You're just kind of on sorry. You're just kind of on an adventure with him, and you're kind of just going plot point to plot point. There's not like an overarching, you know, narrative. There's not an overarching storyline like the other ones have. So at the end, at the third act, there's nothing that really comes together. You're kind of just there watching it, and I think that really demolished the movie for me. There wasn't really any structure. There wasn't any character development. The action scenes are good when we get them. We don't get a lot. I liked how it was filmed. It has its own gritty style. Matt Reeves had his own style, which I prefer. This one had a gritty style, but it still had a very lighthearted tone to it. Compared to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War of the Planet of the Apes, those movies felt like the world was going to end. There was no sense of happiness or anything. These are a lot different. And I understand, you don't want to exhaust the audience and make every movie gut wrenching and intense. And I could tell it was going to be more of an adventure, and it's just the way they pulled it off. I just didn't sit with me. There's nothing that stuck with me. There's nothing that says I want to go back and watch this again. I have no desire to watch this again. It's the longest out of the four. There's not much really else to say other than it's my least favorite. Moving on to number three is not a bad. These three, all of them, I really love, but something had to go at number three, and that's going to be Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know. I do plan on watching this again. I was kind of in a bit of a bitchy mood when I watched it. I don't know if that affected my viewing, but I do want to watch it again. And like I said, it's not a bad movie, but something had to go at number three. I do think it's not the it's probably the weakest out of the trilogy, but those two other movies have such a high bar to pass, so it's not this movie's fault. I really, really love the cinematography here. What Matt Reeves brought, how gritty, how realistic it is, how unnerving it is. He makes these apes just they're like you you just don't want to fuck with them. They're intense, they're scary. Caesar's a badass. There is some good scenes with the humans, but for the most part, I didn't really like. Was it Jason? I can't remember his name. He was like the main guy that Caesar was like latching on to. It's just after that relationship with James Franco, it was so hard to get invested into that, and I just don't like that actor that much. I think that's what it was. But the action scenes, when there is scenes of um, the just dialogue between the chimps, just having some downtime, really good stuff. You get that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but the dialogue isn't as good. Here we do get a lot of good time with everybody. Everybody gets to develop. The world is still being built. The story is right in the middle, and you can feel the intensity building, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Caesar has this whole feud with Koba, and as you know, Koba dies obviously, but that whole fucking like that whole feud between them is so fun to watch, so intense. I thought Koba was a great villain. I liked him a lot more than what we got in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That villain did not do it for me. Felt like a King Kong ripoff. And here they gave Caesar a chimp that is not overly powered. He's like his height. He's not too big, but he's fucking intimidating, and he's one of the chimps that Caesar's scared of. Probably the only one. And they did a really good job of making him the villain. I really like that. One of my favorite things of this movie is the dialogue. I think it's amazing. It's captivating. It's really well done, just like War of the Planet of the Apes. And it has a really good sense of urgency and feeling like stuff's coming to an end, even though there is another movie after this. But for the first movie for Matt Reeves to do in this series, because he didn't do Rise of the Apes, I thought he knocked it out of the park. I would have picked some different actors for the human characters, but other than that, that kind of bumps it down for me because there is a lot of scenes with them. Are they bad actors? No, but I just after Rise of the Planet of the Apes, it was hard to get back into them because I really like James Franco and everyone else from the first one. So overall, this movie is definitely worth another watch. I'll definitely watch it again, and if my opinion changes, I'll definitely let you know. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Now, this one was a really hard decision. This one or War for the Planet of the Apes, because you got the first and the last movie in the trilogy, and they both are completely different. They couldn't be any more different. The reason I put this at the number 2 spot is I think War has a bit more rewatchability, and it stuck with me longer. It just did. I don't know why. There's just something about it that did. I just find myself. I could easily watch War over Rise any day of the week. So, but Rise on its own is a fantastic movie. I saw this when it came out when I was a kid. I don't remember if I liked it or not. I can't remember. But rewatching it, I liked it a lot more. I picked it up on a lot more things and noticed that. And the relationship with James Franco and Caesar is just amazing. I absolutely love it. I think it is the glue to the movie. A lot of people didn't like James Franco's acting. I had absolutely no problem with it. I thought he did a great job. We have the storyline of James Franco and his dad who has Alzheimer's. That's really heartbreaking. And it's just one of the best origin stories. I'm not gonna explain really what happens in the movie. Everyone's seen it, but it's one of the best origin stories. It's not long at all. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. Great pacing. The first two acts are a lot of build up, but by that third act, you are completely on board. It completely hooks you in. It sets the other two movies up perfectly. It's To me, I don't really have any complaints about Rise. I just think it's a great origin story. I wish people talked about it more. I wish it got more recognition, and I'm really, really curious to see what it would have been like if Matt Reeves directed the first one. It would have been completely different because it does kind of have like a lighthearted tone to it ish, but still very dark, intense moments. But I have a feeling if Matt Reeves did people might talk about it more. He has a pretty big fan base. But overall, like I said, I'm not going to explain what the movie's about. Everyone knows by now, but this is at my number 2 spot. Coming in at number 1 is War of the Planet of the Apes. My favorite, my absolute favorite. One of my, if not favorite, scores by Matt Reeves. I think the score to this movie is beautiful. It is astounding. It's wonderful. It's every word. It is just so gut-wrenching and impactful just listening to it. Very, very, very emotional movie. Very dark. And I picked this over Rise, like I said, because it has more rewatchability. There's so much emotion, but then you get such good action, and on top of that, you get a good, really good villain. I don't even know if I would call Woody Harrelson the villain. They're both just trying to survive. They're both just, they don't know if the other person is gonna either hurt them or fuck them over. They don't trust each other. Why would the apes trust the humans? Why would the humans trust the apes? And they just go to war with each other, and it's really fucking intense. As stupid as watching chimps on a horse with fucking guns and AKs. It's great. It feels super realistic. Matt Reeves nails it again with the cinematography, nails it with the dialogue, the score, like I said, the character work, the development, everything is tip top shape. Everything is perfect, and Caesar cannot have gone out a better way. I did wish we could get I I feel kind of like we do get a minute with him at the end. Like I know he is dying, he just got shot, but like I was like, can we get like one more minute? Can we get like a bit more? It felt so fast, and I knew what was gonna happen because I had seen this when this came out. So that didn't really hit me at the end like crazy like you guys. I already knew what was gonna happen, but other than that, I couldn't really remember the rest of the movie, and it completely sucked me in. It's almost 2.5 hours. It does feel a bit long, but it's like the most epic adventure you could ever go on, and it's so fun, and it's so worth your time. Woody Harrelson does an amazing job as the villain. Absolutely love him. Like I said, I don't even know if I would call him a villain, but that's what they portray him as. Great acting. Really, there's one scene in particular with him and Caesar just talking. Probably like 10, 15 minutes felt like, and it is one of the most super intense conversations I've ever heard. If you haven't seen the movie, you should go watch it so you know what I'm talking about. And they bounce off each other so good because they're both menacing in their own way. They're both going to do whatever they can to protect their nature, their territory, the protecting the humans, protecting the apes, and they do an amazing job of making that urgency feel real and just hit you and say, "Hey, this is the last movie. We're gonna just go fucking balls to the walls." The little girl in here doesn't talk, but she does an amazing job. And throwing Caesar in the jail, I thought was a really cool idea because it really tested him and it really made him smart. Like you could just see all these cool ideas they come up with when they're in there and how they're gonna get out. Really well done stuff. And the third act is one of my favorite third acts in movie history. Period. Fucking love it. Everything about this movie I just adore. Nothing to complain about. Super super happy that Matt Reeves got to do these two movies and take off and not, he didn't have to stay and keep doing them. I feel like he did what he could, and now it's on to the next director, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. Character development wise, it's just so good. It's so good watching these characters grow with each other, learn with each other, argue with each other, but they always get past it. And even though they got a sad ending, Caesar died doing what he wanted to do, and that was protecting his family. And it's just an emotional movie. So that's basically my ranking of all the movies, all the 8 movies. And let me know what your ranking is. Let me know what's your favorite, which one you don't like, and let me know what review you guys want me to do next. I'm probably gonna watch Blue Beetle again. I got the 4K disc and I haven't watched it, and I really been meaning to. I've had it for a couple months. It just has so many movies to watch, DVDs I haven't even opened yet. So I'll probably do a review of that. And I was gonna buy the Falcon and Winter Soldier on 4K, do a little video of that, but man, I really don't want to spend $100 on a 4K steelbook with the DVD. It's literally 4 episodes. It's not even a movie, or 6 episodes. Sorry, probably my favorite Disney Plus show, but I think $100 is a bit ridiculous. I could just go watch it on Disney Plus. But maybe if it goes on sale, who knows? I'll have a review of that sometime. I know I promised that for you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.